Wrestling fans, what's really good? It's your boy Chef, Muffins Martinez. Before we jump in and anything, like, subscribe, share, all that good ish. This is your weekly wrestling spot to go to. Um, no goof, well, a lot of goofiness. I was about to say no goofiness, no biasness. There's a lot of biasness too. But listen, we talk to y'all about wrestling how we see it. We have a lot of fun doing it. I'm extremely biased. That's the real deal, Holyfield. So this is my favorite time of the year, not because people lose their jobs, because the opportunity to see big level talent go across the board right now, right? I'm going to do something a little different, actually. I'm going to take over because usually I say, yo, bro, do me a favor. You do it. I'll play Batman. You play Batman. I'll play Robin. Except I found a little button on here where I get to be a little the Dark Knight, for instance. So first people I want to talk about is going to pop up in just a second because I found this and it's extremely cool. All the WWE releases have been happening, but ladies and gentlemen, my brother, oh my God, why is it not popping up when I want it to pop up? Whoa, fucking technical. There we go. So that's who we're going to be talking about.
All
right. So I got a list of these joints, right? So for people who want to come in, there could be whatever you want to see, but you'll see. One of two things. Tom Yen, aka Aleister Black, one of my favorite wrestlers from Europe, comes over. Big fan of him. Comes to WWE. Has a quick run. Doesn't work. Goes to AEW. Not sure how that really played out because I don't think he got to where he expected to go. Comes back to WWE, and obviously the ride never. It was always a bumpy ride, right? There was always something wrong with the axle. He just never clicked. They never connected the dots. Now, one of my all-time favorite female wrestlers of all time, Thea Trinidad, a.k.a.
Yes.
Zelina Vega, a.k.a. I can't remember what her name was in TNA. Now, which one?
Rosita.
Rosita. There you go. Now, I'm extremely biased for my girl Thea Trinidad because she's from Queens, New York, the Queen of Queens. She's Puerto Rican, so she's one of our extreme biased people that we will always salute and support. But she becomes a free agent as well. Now, before you I'd love to see them come into TNA as a fucking. I want to see them come in, do their thing, and just take over because her grassroots started in the home of TNA wrestling, Impact Wrestling, whatever you want to call it. That's where it really popped up. And I want to see it come full circle. This absolute monster with her. I think it'd be the perfect marriage. I do not want to see them go to AEW, her get her pop and get instantly sent to ROH, and him get caught in the fucking in no man's land. As a side place, I would love it to be MLW. I doubt it. My brother, please take the floor.
I mean, you know on the head, bro. The first and only place that I thought of was TNA. They will fit perfectly in TNA. He could be the perfect villain if they need the villain. If you need that we need to go and get a heel, he'll be the perfect heel for Santana right now. Like I could definitely, because he's always the same. He's always Eddie Edwards, Eric Young, stuff like that. And then, you already know what's gonna happen. But you bring somebody fresh like him into the company with, like you mentioned, with Thea Trinidad, you go back. Well, I don't think she'll be able to, go back to Rosita, but call her by her real name, Thea. Come in there. You got a female who could wrestle. You got a husband who could wrestle. You add two new fresh talents, two different divisions. Bro, sky's the limits for these guys in TNA. Definitely not AEW. He burned the bridges in AEW. The reason that he wanted to leave was because he didn't like taking too many pins, which is the reason why he left. And then he went to WWE, and look what happened. Now, I just find it funny that Twitter and social media went silent when 20-something people got released. But, when Uncle Vince did, oh, he's a monster. He's heartless.
Yep.
He's this, he's that.
Yep.
We're going to boycott. You don't have Uncle Vince to blame for this. He's not there. You can't put the blame on him now. Who you going to put the blame on? Now, is it a TKO that has the power over Triple H? Because Triple H can't do anything but just sit there and just, okay, unless he's the one who did it, which I doubt it. So this all now is a business. It went from being family entertainment to they should change to Rest World. Instead of being a family thing, it should be like World Business Federation, WBF. It's all about a business, period.
Oh, and that's what happens when you go this corporate and you sell like this. But looking at him, I had to ask you, and we can go on to somebody else. Do you think that if Impact played it, I'm not going to say right, do you think he could be the next Chesterfield to play Bram? Like that kind of heel in that company?
Yes. Definitely yes.
Okay.
If they play that way, that'll be perfect. Just stay away from the dark stuff. Like he did over there with what was the group that he was in the AEW with? With him and the other two guys in AEW.
Oh, I don't
just
know
stay away from the whatever
in AEW.
They just stay away from the dark stuff. Just I don't know, man. People just like to get this gimmick about always being dark. The dark arts and shit. And then in real life, they have nothing to do with it. If you're gonna do the shit, at least live in it and live it. And then I'll believe you. Okay, he lives this dark life. That's what he believes in. And then he brought into wrestling. Okay, that's his lifestyle. And then they want to do all this dark stuff, and they don't even in the real life. They're not even like that. Portraying a dark thing inside of them. Who's next?
Okay. So speaking of who's next and dark, right? You have the one.
Hey.
6.
Dude,
wait for you saying.
Dude, I don't know about none of these guys. Be honest with you, man. Like Bo Dallas, WWE guy. I don't think he's ever wrestled outside of that. The big guy, what was his name? Rowan. Rowan could definitely go out. He'd be a monster in the independents. He'd be good. Even MLW. I would love to see him in MLW. Him and Dexter Lumis. I would love to see both of them in MLW as two monsters or whatever, Or Dexter Lumis might return back to TNA because that's where he originally came from, doing the stalker image thing. Joe Gacy, I don't know, man. Joe Gacy is a WWE guy product, so I don't know if he's worked outside of that before then. So I don't know where he could fit. Like I don't see him, and definitely not AEW. Nobody will know who the hell he is. I mean, he's not that big of a name to go there. So N.W.A. maybe, something like that. I don't know. And the girl Nikki Cross, definitely MLW. I'll put in Nikki Cross. I will put Nikki Cross right with Gallus.
Hold on.
She fits perfect with Gallus because that's where she's from there. So she'll fit perfectly in that crew there.
All right. So listen.
Am I missing somebody from the group?
No. I think
is everybody's names?
Yeah. So the only one that I'd be interested in, and I'm more curious as can he land and do something like the Uncle Howdy thing, in an MLW, in an Impact Wrestling, because if he could bring something like that, I think if you stuck him with Decay, he could do some special stuff. Right? Like, if you add him, Dexter Lumis, Decay becomes something really dark that I think they all not have the right roster built around it, if you know what I'm saying.
Who? The Thing 6 guys?
Oh, I'm just saying Dexter Lumis and Bo Dallas.
Yeah, I mean, the whole thing with that was just they took too long to bring them out. They took too long when Bray Wyatt was alive and they were teasing that stuff. They waited too long, and then when Bray Wyatt passed away, they waited too long. By the time they came out, it was months before they came out, and then they got stuck in whatever limbo they do. So,
all right. So,
like, the only one there, Joe Gacy. I don't know where he'll go. All right, here we go.
All right. Now, here goes my biasness. All right. Out of a fire, A.A. Kayla. Listen, when we started with the Bodega podcast, all right, I've been high on her. She's one of my all-time favorite female wrestlers since way before WWE, NXT UK, and nothing else. To me, she's the complete package that they do not know how to utilize in the States here. I think she can go with anybody. She's great on the mic, and she could fight against dudes or anything. Incredibly talented. With the influx of ICW talent, well, let me not say that. With former ICW talent that's now sitting in MLW with Gallus, I think, like you said about Nikki Cross, if we want to start a faction, how do we not take a Nikki Cross, a Kaylee Ray, stick her with them, and all of a sudden they become like a European, badass faction. I don't care what their name is. But as soon as they open their mouths, it's organic, right? And she's a strong style wrestler. That's what I think, what me and you were a fan of, especially with Gallus and what they showcased at Battle Riot. We've seen that old school bruiser mentality wrestling, that I'm going to just beat the piss out of you and I don't need spots. It's a brawl, right? She has that element. All of these people fit because they all come up from that freaking ICW umbrella. I think it'd be a perfect marriage. Kairi Sane, I didn't know she was injured. I think we had talked the other day and you said that she's injured and
her?
Kairi Sane, right?
No, she's fine. No, she's fine.
Oh, she's fine.
Yeah.
Because I bet that because damn, she's injured. Going to take a little time.
No, she's fine. Out of everybody here, she was my biggest next to Thea and
Aleister Black.
Aleister Black. Those three were like my biggest. Like
her,
what? Like
I could see.
Like Kairi Sane is in everything every week, both SmackDown and Raw. So I don't understand why her and not nobody else. Like, why her? You know what I'm saying? That right there, like, so boggles my mind as to like what happened.
With Kairi Sane, she's the one that on that list smells like AEW, right? Like, I think that. Oh wait, they love the international scene, right? They love the New Japan and everything else. So I was like, oh, okay, this is going to be right up their alley, and they're going to go super hard for her. I think a wild card could be Impact TNA, but I think that off the rip, it feels like AEW to me. And this other wrestler, I forgot her name.
Zoe Stark.
Zoe Stark. Zoe Stark, I don't know a lot of. I've seen her work, and I think she's all right, right? I just don't.
Well, basically, let's Kathy Lee, right?
Kaylee Ray.
Kaylee Ray, MLW.
MLW.
Straight with Gallus. That perfect right there.
Yep.
Kairi Sane, like I said, biggest shock that was her. She went back to Japan. So she's not even in the States anymore. She went back to Japan.
She's already back?
Oh, she's back home. You know,
okay.
before she came back the second time, she had got married. So her husband, you know, they're in Japan. So she was as soon as she went back home. Her, what's the guy's name? I could see his face in my head. I forgot his name. AEW guy. He always does like good night and goodbye. He always big into anime.
Oh my gosh, forgot this guy.
The god of wrestling.
Yeah. He was like the Impact champion, the AEW champion at the same time, right?
Yeah, he's with the young bucks. Yeah, yes, with the young bugs. Kenny Omega.
Jesus, why the hell couldn't we remember that?
Kenny Omega, they did an interview, and then they said what happened. He gave her a tremendous love thing that he has for her. So if she ever wants to come back to the state, AEW will snatch her up with like that. And then I will take her and I will team her with the other Japanese girl there who just came back from injury. And she was their first AEW international girl. I forgot her name. I don't know why I keep forgetting people's names now. So who? You know the Japanese girl, right?
Oh, no, yeah.
What's her name?
No, I don't know her name off the bat, but I know who you're talking about.
Ooh, I swear to God, I gotta write this stuff down. But her together with her, there'll be a perfect tag team there. Because, like I said, King Omega loves her. Or she could stay in Japan and go work back with the guy that used to own that owns now Marigold. And he had the other one before. You go back there and work with him on that. Now, Zoe Starks, I love Zoe Starks. Unfortunately, she got hurt. And she was hurt for a while. She had just got cleared to come back. Of course, they never have any story for them when they cleared to come back. Now, in the independence, she goes by Lacey Ryan. And she was blowing up in the independence scene before WWE snatched her up. So she could definitely go back there again before WWE snatched her up back in 2021. She did a couple of episodes of Impact Wrestling where she lost to Jordan Grace, and she had lost also to Kiera Hogan. So she could go to Impact, but she could fit anywhere. I think she could go anywhere that she wants because she's clear now. She's only 32 years old, and she can go. I mean, this girl can really go. She can wrestle her ass off. She has that whatever thing you want to give her, like a script or whatever. You want to be a heel, you want to be a face. She could definitely do both of those. And as a matter of fact, I found out too, she's Latina. I didn't know that. Teresa Serrano is her name. So she will go anywhere that she wants to. God, I mean, I don't want to keep saying AEW, but we already know what happens when you go to AEW. You go, they have you wrestle that Wednesday night, and then again on Saturday, and then again the following Wednesday or whatever. They'll put you in like that in the fire quick, and then once that fire sizzles, they'll ship you to Ring of Honor Light. And now you're stuck there, like a lot of the guys who are stuck there. They have, Kingston and Ortiz. For God's sakes, they got moved to Ring of Honor Light. That should tell you how bad shit is that when your time is up, you get moved to Ring of Honor Light. And I was talking about, welcome back, Chad. We're talking about Zoe Starks, that independent. Oh, yeah. Her name is Lacey Ryan in the independent. She could go. I will, damn it. I will say AEW just because she'll fit in perfectly. But we know what happens there after a while. You get shipped to Ring of Honor. TNA, she had a cup of coffee before WWE picked her up. She could fit there. N.W.A for sure. But if not, she'll go, take a break, go back to the Indies. She's cleared to wrestle I'm pretty sure this week we'll see her in GCW like they always do when they get released. GCW picks them up quick and has them in the car already next week. So that might be. But I wanted to bring something up funny, and we talked about this a couple of minutes ago. That your boy Saint Laurent got picked up as the new president of LFC, lingerie fighting whatever championship. But they're trying to go after all the females that got released to see if they want to join LFC and fight there also. So they're making pushes for the females to go out there and see. Hey, if you feel comfortable in a lingerie in front of big fat greasy man, then that's what it looks to me. And you go there and do whatever, check your booty, whatever I gotta do. Hey, I heard they pay good for a fight. So, well, who's next? Who we got next?
It is what it is. So
surprise me, Chef. Surprise me with this. I like this. Surprise me. Who's next?
All right. Now, I know that your guy to the left is your guy.
Andrew
right?
Chase, bro. Love that.
I know
dude,
that's your guy.
I love Chase University. I was a member of Chase University. I even submitted and I got accepted for the curriculum. So I was taking classes at Chase U. So I was definitely a student at Chase U. So who you got? Who you got, Chef? What you got? What you got them going to?
All right. So the Chase U guy, I can see an N.W.A. Perfect for N.W.A. But I think that Impact Wrestling, well, TNA, right now with as hot as it is, I think he could deliver a character that would get super over. The Santos Escobar guy, I think he might do the AEW thing. He's a good name. He's a really good wrestler. A lot of people know what he is. But I could see MLW with him. I was like, him I could see with MLW. I don't know, something about him. I'm like, I think he's an MLW guy. Homeboy with the Yankee shirt. I just forgot his name. Jesus Christ. We're having a rough one.
Yeah, so I'm trying to figure out who that is. That's not Apollo Cruz, is it?
No. Apollo Cruz is no. Hold on.
I'm trying to figure out who that is.
He was at NXT, man. Hold on. His name is
Malik Blake?
Yes.
Okay.
And Malik. I did my research on him, and I was like, oh, son is nice, right?
Yeah.
But I think he's a little young, and he's still a little he hasn't grown his brand yet for companies to want to go all in on him, right? So I'm like, he might hit the independents again, do his thing, build himself back up, land in like a N.W.A, MLW, and then, come back.
Yeah, Malik Blake, strictly NXT, product of WWE. Guys, people like this, telling like, I don't know where they'll go because they had just started working in the wrestling business. And they're in the WWE farm system. So it's hard for you to get released and then try to get a company to pick you up. I'm pretty sure if he does get signed by somebody else, he's going to start from the bottom. He's like you said, he has to build his name, his brand. Definitely sticks in the indies, blow up there. Santos Escobar, oh my God, Santos Escobar. Well, Santos Escobar had surgery on the shoulder. Came back, and then something happened that he re-injured the same injury again. And then they found out that they have botched the first injury. So he has to go back. Don't do you all. Then he has to go back again to have surgery on the same thing to fix it because it wasn't fixed the first time. So he's definitely going to be out for the rest of the year, if that. Now, if he comes back, do AEW. Because I'll go with the other guy who left WWE, Mexican guy, good looking dude, with Selena Vega.
Oh, Andrade?
Yes. They'll be perfect there. That's I'm surprised that they haven't done that yet. Like they put Andrades with Rouge and do like a Mexican faction, like the LWO or something like that. Dude, that'd be crazy because they have the good talented Mexicans working there. So now he could definitely fit in N.W.A. or definitely TNA. He'll definitely fit in TNA as a face. You know, put him in there. But for some reason, Latinos, I don't know. It's like they don't fit in TNA. I don't know if you noticed that. Well, I don't want to sound weird, but for some reason, it's like Latinos don't do good in TNA.
They don't.
Like, I don't know.
You know where they do good? N.W.A.
Yeah. So and Andre Chase, dude, I love and from the Bravado brothers, I love Andre Chase, and I'll be honest, if he doesn't get it, he's 37, so he should be good. But AEW, no, definitely NWA, definitely TNA. But if they do not pick him up for that, he could work in WWE as a coach. But the dude, that's what he does. He coaches. He does wrestling. He coaches people. So he knows how to work the WWE way. So if people want to learn the right way to fit in WWE, he's the guy that you need to see. Like he should open a school because people will definitely go there because he knows how to work WWE style. And I'm surprised that WWE does not hire him for Evolve or NXT and have him work behind the scenes there as a coach. Also, maybe NWA, where he could wrestle, but also be a coach in the back. Like be a wrestling coach. A lot of people do that. Jazz does that in the NWA. I mean, Jazz, for God's sakes, is working for the NWA as writing and doing the girls, and work for TNA the same thing. Why hasn't TNA done something with the NWA yet? You know what I'm saying? You have the perfect bridge gap right there. Let's have a tournament. All one night only. All they will do the TNA thing. One night only, all women battles. And you have the NWA go up against the TNA females. Dude, that'd be crazy. That's for another that's for another show. That's for another show. So
listen.
Who you got next?
Last but not least. I'm trying to get it on. It takes a second for this shit sometimes.
I love this because it just pops up and I don't know. I'm like, oh shit, hold up. Who you got? Who you got?
I put Dexter Lumis on here by accident because I like the way he looked, but these to me are the last two of the list. Apollo Crews, and like I said, I'm not a big NXT guy, so I know you probably know the brother. But
this guy is either Tyson or Tyreek. One of them two. Because they're a tag team.
Yeah.
Now Apollo Crews, TNA.
Oh, easy.
Right in the X division, he'll blow that shit up. Have some matches there with the RB sensation Trey Miguel and some other guys. He'll be perfect there. Now this guy's Tariq and Tyson, the tag teams. Once again, NXT products, WWE. They're no. I mean, I don't want to sound disrespectful, but they have no names. They have no traction outside of that. And like you mentioned from the last guy, Malik, build it up. Work in the independence. Build yourself up. Go out there and work. You have to give a couple of years in the indies. You got lucky. You got snatched up by WWE process because you were an athlete.
Yeah.
And you've been there now for 2-3 years, and now they're sending you back to the real world. So, I mean, does some of these guys want to still wrestle or not? That's the main thing. Because one of the guys who got released, Luca Crucifino, he retired.
Oh, damn.
He went on Instagram or today and said he was retiring from wrestling for now or whatever. So some of these guys, they only know one thing. Now you have to go out there where you have to do your stuff yourself, because they're not going to be, Okay, you have to go here, you have to travel here, you have to go here. Everything is in a list for you. So you already used to where you're supposed to go. So, in Loomis, like I said, TNA, MLW, if they keep the same image, you'll fit it MLW if they keep the same image like this. Like you said, go back to TNA like this with Decay. You could put a new Decay together with Rosemary. So, I mean, there's many names that you missed one tag team that I'm surprised you don't have here. The Motor City Machine Guns.
Okay, so let me explain to you why I did not put the Motor City Machine Guns, right?
You're a hater.
Because I'm a fucking hater, right?
Yes.
Like,
you don't like them, that's why.
That's why I didn't put them on there.
Because you don't hate it, because you hate them.
Yeah, because fuck them, let them retire.
Whoa.
Oh my God.
Dude, check this out. They've been TNA Tag Team Champions.
Yep.
They've been now WWE Tag Team Champions.
Yep.
What happened? Hey, let's do the trifecta. Let's go to AEW. They wanted us. Go there, boom. They explode. People love who they are. AEW Tag Team Champions. Trifecta right there. Not go to N.W.A. Win the belts in N.W.A. Go to MLW. Win the belt there. They're already in the. They should be slowing down because they're already both of them are what, pushing 40 now, I think.
Definitely.
So, there's so much that movement you could do at that age and still be able to perform. So,
Why don't they just go back? If that's the case, go back to TNA, finish where you did your dirt.
I know AEW will take them quick. AEW will take them quick.
Okay.
And have them go back between both and there and Ring of Honor.
So I think my question about Motor City Machine Guns, and outside of my bias hate for them, if you're them and you're at the end of the rope right now, right? Like you're literally there's very few treads left on your tires. Would you go back to where it all started and finish the?
If I feel like this is my last dance, like Shelly's 42, Saban is 44. If I'm on my last leg and say something, yeah, our body's not the same. I still have the love for it. I still want to wrestle. I'll go back to be honest with you, and all honesty, I'll finish in TNA. They were the first ones that gave me my career that I have now. The luxury that I live is because of them. So if this is my last hurrah, I'm gonna go back. The one thing I love about the Motor City Machine Guns, that they always either they went their way, but you never saw them in each other's business. When somebody needed help, the other one will always show up, and vice versa. So you never saw them like one was heel, one was good. Oh, we have to fight each other because of this now. You never saw that. When one needed the other one would show up. Hey, I'm here. Let's go. I'm your tag team partner. Let's do this. No matter who the hell they wrestle. So they could do that back. They could go after the tag teams, or they could go after the X Division title, the international title. There's titles there for them to win. So I will definitely keep the tag team and single wrestling going at the same time. I know Alex Shelley is a psychiatrist or something like that.
Hey, he's some kind of medical something.
Like doctor, yeah, big time PhD, some shit. So he doesn't have to wrestle if he doesn't want to. He's making the good money outside of wrestling. So it's up to. But the thing is, everybody who got released, especially the WWE Nepo babies, let's call them that. WWE Nepo babies. Will you have the passion now to be a wrestler now that you got released from the one place that you were born in, basically, and you were raised and you wrestled? Now you have to go outside of that. are you going to be able to survive outside of your comfort zone? Do you still have that same fire? And that's what we're going to have to wait and see what's going to happen with them. Do you still have that same fire outside of your home? Because you've been stuck one place for the last 3-4 years, being babies, being nurtured and trained to be something big.
You know what? I think the biggest issue for a lot of these less nailers, right? There's a lot of these
babies.
Yeah, a lot of these young talents. They didn't have to go through the hardships of the independents, right? A lot of these guys and girls, they had the luxury of being seen early, where people like Kyrie Sane, people like Trinidad, people like Alba Fire and Dexter Loomis, they all worked and busted their ass on the indies. Went through like Impact, N.W.A, and ROH. They all hit those places to keep growing their brands. And by their late 20s, early 30s, WWE sees them. Oh shit, look, they're putting a lot of work over here. They got a nice following. Let's give them a chance. That's why when we see big name people on some of our favorite promotions, they go through NXT and you're like, damn, I'm surprised they got to go through NXT, right? Because we know how good they are, but they have to learn the WWE way. Now, if it doesn't work out, a lot of those talents that have already been on those shows we named, they can circulate going back through it. A lot of these young cats, it's do you have the passion and grind to go back through the independents? Because that whole I'm a WWE wrestler, I expected cool in the beginning, right? Because former NXT, but when people see that your gate isn't moving the gate, your value ain't the same anymore. Yeah, you're a former NXT guy or whatever, but when you're not putting asses in seats, you're going to have to take a whole lot less money. So are you prepared to not make that money and go through the trials and tribulations like everybody else? That's going to be the key factor with a lot of these young guys and girls, is that part of it. And listen, the releases aren't done. Last year, we got one long list, and then right after, like a month after that, we got another like 6 or 7, right? So it's like, who knows? The bigs is like you said, Kyrie Sane, Thea Trinidad, Aleister Black, right? I would love, obviously we said where we want them to go. The thing is, Thea's been around the block a little while.
Oh, yeah.
And she does very well on her and everything else like that, which, WWE had an issue with, with her Twitch streaming and everything else. She'll make bread on that.
And she monetized, so she'll get paid for that?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
So,
she's creative. I mean, she's very creative, young people. I would say young for my women, but
yeah,
beautiful woman, right?
Hey, man, she's pushing 40s, and look how she looks. She's fine as hell.
Yeah. So you'll see them do their thing. Aleister Black won't have a problem. He'll land pretty much wherever he wants, right?
Anywhere.
Yeah, he'll land where he wants. The other ones we say because that's where it would make sense for both parties, the promotion and the wrestler, right? We want to see all these people get signed, make their money, enjoy, do their thing. But when we're seeing the all-around package, this is what our channel does. Is we have a lot of years of wrestling experience where our brains are wired a certain way. We don't just see bang free agent, okay, go here. No, as soon as it happens, we start like a fucking hamster is running on a wheel in here. And we're like, oh shit, wheels are turning. Where are they going to go? What's the matchups? What rivalries can we get, right? This is what you get here. Yeah, we have our fun. We have our goofy moments. We have our, I'm a diva at time moments. But, like, and like I say all the time, at this stage of our lives, and, I know Muffin's going through a lot. I deal with random shit. This is our therapy. We come on here, we talk to y'all, we have a good time.
Yes.
For this 39 minutes and 56 seconds, we get to sit here and just talk to you, right? Get our minds off of all the craziness that goes on today and just have some fun talking wrestling. So wherever these people sign up and they land, right? Yep. We're going to sit here, talk a lot of shit. I know we're hoping, especially me, I want a lot of these cats to go to MLW because that's my favorite promotion. And if my ICW people go, I'm telling you, you know how I get. I'm on my bullshit. If Alba Fire lands in MLW, Kaylee Ray is the greatest of all time. MLW is never like her. I love the women that have been there. They're super talented. But she is going to be the complete package. There is no one that ever walked through that door that's as talented as she is. Not one person. I don't care.
All I know is today is April 27th. A couple of days, we're going to hit May. We're 5 months into the new year, and we're still waiting for MLW Fusion to drop.
Yes.
And the thing is, they keep signing people. Like you said, you showed me the guy who they just signed recently a couple of days ago. Who was that big dude? Damo?
Big Damo. Yeah.
Damo?
Another ICW guy.
Damo. So Gallus right there. Another American for Gallus. Right there. I'm pretty sure, dude, how things are going, I'm pretty sure Gallus is going to have a big faction in MLW.
See, so when we had Contra Unit, right? And I know we're talking, listen, we still got enough time. It's what we do. When we talked Contra Unit for years, it never made sense for rivalries, right? Because there was never something big enough. Yes, you had Hammerstone and Richard Holiday, and
the Banderas were there. Yeah, so you had that little crew of good guys fighting against the bad guys.
Yeah, but they were always outnumbered, right? Yes. The numbers game was there. Now, hear me out. If we look at this real quick, let's say Bill's Joy and Gallus. I don't know. I'm hoping they change their name. Well, they have to change their name. They can't be Gallus.
Oh, they have to. Yeah, they have to. I just call them Gallus because I'm used to Gallus.
Yeah. So let's just say they're like the European nation, right? The European nation is their group. You have Big Damo, Wolfgang, my God, I forgot their last names.
The Coffee Brothers.
Right? So you go, shit. Now, we've seen the crew from Contra Unit. There's some big dudes. Guess what? They got some big dudes there, too. Right? And if you put Nikki Cross and you put Alba Fire in this group, they all of a sudden become, oh, shit, they can have a champion, right? So you go, how can you stop this? It has to be Contra Unit, right? Because nothing else is going to be big enough. So, but please get me a partnership with ICW. If you're signing all their wrestlers, can we get MLW talent to go over there, right? Send them over to Scotland.
Well, we know May 1st, we're having the big MLW versus Mexico show down in Mexico. So I have to look into that and see how I can sign up, because I think it's on YouTube, but I gotta figure it out. Because I'll be on that night on May 1st. I gotta figure out how to sign to that. But do we have anything else with the departures?
No.
All right, because I wanted to bring something before I forget. So the N.W.A. this Friday, also May 1st, they're making their debut on Comet TV, which we spoke about that 2 weeks ago. Billy Corgan signed a contract with St. Clair Channel, so which they own Comet TV, which is another thing like Pluto TV and shit like that. So starting May 1st, which is this Friday, they're gonna have their first episode. It's gonna air at 10 p.m. on Friday, and then Saturday, because this is the big debut, they're gonna show another new episode on Saturday at 4 p.m. And then it's gonna be weekly at 4 p.m. every Saturdays with the encore at midnight. So you're gonna have the 4 p.m. show where you get to see the first time, and then at midnight you get to show the rerun. For Friday and Saturday, they're gonna give you 3 episodes, new episodes in a row. So you're able to see Friday and Saturday 2 new episodes to catch up with what they are doing. So that's on Comet TV starting May 1st. So and that's huge because they're still on Roku on Tuesday nights. The episode will come out, and then new episode on Fridays on Comet, and then being repeated on Saturday at 4 p.m.
Nice.
So and then the show, so you're gonna have two chances, 2 different episodes, Tuesday and Fridays on 2 different places. Roku, which is another thing like Pluto, and then Comet TV like Pluto, Sling TV, same shit.
Yeah.
So right now, I mean, this is the first time that N.W.A has been in something like this in like 30, 40 years. So that's a small win for Billy Corgan right there.
And the fan base.
Yeah. If you're an N.W.A fan like I was, which I still am, and you know, Trev was brought up in WWE, I was brought up with N.W.A.
Yep.
I didn't know shit about WWE. The first thing that I saw was a blonde haired guy, fat dude. When I was on TV the first time we had cable back in 1984.
Wait,
You had
the blonde that's fat is you're not talking about Dusty Rhodes, right?
Dusty Rhodes.
Damn. That's the first wrestler you seen like
on TV. When I turned the TV on, I was looking for channels, and I landed on WTBS Saturday around after 6 o'clock, and you see the big fat black dude with no shirt on, with a big ass mark. Just, and I'm still learning English at that time, so I'm picking up. You know, here comes Ric Flair. Woo! Oh shit, dude! That right there, that was it. That was it. I fell in love even more with wrestling because I grew up watching Puerto Rico wrestling.
Yeah.
70s with my grandfather, and then we moved to the States in '82. So in '83, we finally got a TV, and we finally found we got cable. My two favorite channels was ESPN and WTBS, and then I found USA because they gave WWE wrestling at that time, and Kung Fu Theater.
Oh, listen, everybody was on that Kung Fu Theater shit. If you weren't, then
Kung Fu Theater was the best thing on TV. Sundays at 12 or 1 o'clock because it happened after wrestling. I think it was 12 or 1.
It was 1 o'clock.
For 2 hours, you sat there and you watched one of the best karate martial arts movies you could.
Yeah.
And it was crazy how the dub worked and how the mouth and it sounds weird. And dude, best thing ever growing up was Kung Fu Theater. Why nobody has brought Kung Fu Theater back is a crime.
Yeah.
USA should still be having Kung Fu Theater Sundays at 12. I don't care. That's like somebody should write that in the legislature. Put that shit on the paper. Kung Fu Theater 12 to 2 on Sundays. We went to church. I came back, watched wrestling, and then Kung Fu Theater. Don't bother me.
Don't bother me.
Don't bother watching Kung Fu Theater. The 5 deadly venoms.
Oh my god, the 5 deadly venoms.
Dude. Dude, I could sit there for I don't care. I could sit there for hours and watch martial arts movies as long as it's that type of martial arts, not the new bullshit that they with the CGI and all that. No. I said about the 70s, 80s martial arts with the bad dubbing.
With the horrible dubbing.
Horrible dubbing. And what the fuck? The mouth still going and the words are still. You're like, what?
Homeboy's mouth moves 7 times and says, like,
I'm a preteen at that time. Oh shit, they speak the fucked up English, but it's cool. my son did, bro. Church, wrestling, Kung Fu Theater, in that order.
Jesus.
That was my son did growing up as a preteen. That was it. And then that was WWE. Then I found out World Class Championship Wrestling, Global Wrestling Federation, AWA, all because of ESPN. And from there, I was buying all 3 different magazines a month: PWI, The Wrestler Insider. I will buy every magazine that I could find just wrestling. Dude, that was it. I was just like, my head was just wrestling growing up. Trying moves on my brother. Come on, let me put the finger forward. Ow! Okay, and then you turn out, you're not gonna do that shit on me. That shit hurts. And then he'll hit me. I'll go. And then he'll do the make. Okay, let me go. You do that shit on purpose. Let me go. Dude, that was us right there, bro.
The good old days.
Anyway, we took a real left turn on this conversation. It went.
So we gave you the releases. We gave you N.W.A. MLW is, we don't know.
And supposedly it's our favorite promotion, and we don't know anything about it.
Well, that's not our fault.
I know. I'm just saying. We can
Listen, we follow MLW more than MLW.
We cannot bring you any MLW news. One, I'm blocked from MLW on Twitter. Don't know why, but they're blocked me, so I can't give you no news. And then the news that we have is whatever the wrestlers put out. Like we found out Hammerstone got hurt in one of the damn tapings. No one knows what the hell's going on. They keep sending people, and we still don't know what the hell's going on.
Yeah, you're signing people, yet you don't have a product out. That makes no sense. But listen, when they get it all together, I hope this is the off season. I hope they're getting everything, like we said, get everything together now. So when you put it out, it's consistent. It's out, and we get it. And
well, don't they have a
you just keep building it from here. They have the one with was it CMLL? Then they got the one coming up in June. Happened. Okay, so the one in June is what, Philly?
Yeah, they have the two shows in New York, and back to back, and then the Philly show because back to back to back.
All right, I'm not sure because at this point I'm just like, get your ish together so we can get up on here, talk some shit. Listen, my brother, I know we got to keep these under an hour. We're at 52 minutes and 20 seconds.
May 9th is the next one.
May 9th? All right.
And then June 11th and 12th. In June 11th is New York, and then June 12th and 13th is in Philly. And then they're taking their 2-month break, July and August. And then they come back in September with a show in September.
Yeah, but the whole thing is you should have enough content from here to
dude, this should be
the new year.
This should be already dropping the shows already because then they have enough to finish July and August.
Yeah. So
we're waiting.
We'll see. All right. So, like I said early, like, subscribe, share, all that good ish. Guys, we out of here. Deuces.